Under the blinding flash of airport cameras, JISOO walked through Incheon International Airport in silence. No entourage, no makeup. Just her, hood pulled over, head slightly down, and an unreadable expression that fans couldn't stop talking about. Just 24 hours earlier, she was lighting up the stage in New York City with Blackpink in front of a roaring crowd. Yet now she was back in Korea, alone. And the most haunting question began to spread like wildfire. Where are the rest of Blackpink? This wasn't just a routine flight. This wasn't some pre-scheduled travel plan. What made fans stop and ask deeper questions wasn't just that Kim Ji-soo flew alone, it was how she left. No farewell post. No shared airport content with other members. No staff updates. And more strangely, no official word from YG Entertainment. What happened in New York? Why did she fly ahead? And most importantly, what does this say about the current state of Blackpink? The Citi Field performance was supposed to be historic. And in many ways it was. On July 26th and 27th, Blackpink delivered 2 sold-out nights in New York City, a massive milestone as part of their deadline tour. Crowd was electric. Fans were crying. People from over 30 countries flew in just to witness it. And yet, if you paid close attention, something felt slightly off. JISOO was there, yes, dancing, singing, smiling. But behind that, fans started noticing subtle things. Less interaction. Fewer glances between members. The minimal group selfies. Even the fan cams showed JISOO slipping into the background during moments she used to dominate. No one wanted to say it out loud. Not during the concert. Not when everyone was high on adrenaline and Blackpink was giving the performance of a lifetime. But now, in the cold aftermath, fans are starting to ask, is this the beginning of the end? 'Cause JISOO landing alone isn't just a flight update. It's a signal, a silent message that something has shifted behind the curtain. Backstage sources haven't confirmed anything officially, but industry watchers know how this works. When a top-tier idol like JISOO returns quietly while the others stay behind, there are only a few possibilities. 1. She has a solo schedule. But if that were the case, the company usually announces it for press traction. 2. There's internal restructuring, which, after the members' contract renewals, isn't impossible. 3. Personal matters. But once again, the silence is suspicious. Meanwhile, the other 3 members, Jennie, Lisa, and Rose, are still reportedly in New York. Lisa was spotted briefly at a rooftop dinner. Jennie's stylists posted cryptic Instagram stories, and Rose's management account liked a fashion-related post around the same time. None of them addressed JISOO's departure. Not even in the comments. And if you know how close these girls used to be, this kind of digital silence speaks volumes. The timeline doesn't lie. July 26th and 27th, Blackpink performs at Citi Field. July 28th, no updates. July 29th, JISOO is seen arriving alone at Incheon. No greeting. No visible staff. Just her luggage and a sea of fans who weren't even sure it was her at first. For someone as globally recognized as JISOO, this kind of quiet return is almost unheard of. And here's where the real speculation begins. 'Cause let's rewind a bit. Ever since the deadline tour kicked off, rumors have been flying. Contract tensions, Lisa's global expansion, Jennie's solo company, Rose's upcoming EP. All 4 members have been moving in different directions, professionally, stylistically, and physically. But fans held on to hope that the group would stay intact. That no matter what, Blackpink would finish this tour as one. But now, JISOO's early return is starting to look like a breadcrumb. A quiet, intentional clue left behind in plain sight. And for longtime Blinks who've studied the group's behavior for years, they know this isn't nothing. This is calculated. This is stage 1 of something bigger. Midway through the Citi Field concert, JISOO from Blackpink had a moment where she looked out into the crowd, smiled, and seemed to hesitate before speaking. Fans caught it. They rewatched the clips. She was supposed to introduce the next song, but there was a flicker, a pause that didn't match the script. Was she emotional? Tired? Or was she saying goodbye in her own silent way? A few days prior, Lisa's management quietly removed the Blackpink tag from a few performance announcements. Jennie's Auditlier is actively recruiting creatives in LA. Rose is working with new songwriters in London. Member is building solo empires, and fast. So the question isn't whether they're growing, it's whether they're growing apart. But let's stop for a second. 'Cause this isn't just about separation. This is about evolution. Jisoo's return might not be a signal of the group ending, it might be the start of her next chapter. A solo drama? A global beauty brand campaign? A surprise tea? She's always been the most low-key of the four, but that doesn't mean she's the least powerful. Her quiet moves often carry the most impact. And fans are learning to read between her silences. And maybe that's exactly how JISOO wants it. She's never been the one to scream for attention, she lets the world come to her. When she lands, people notice. When she posts, the internet shifts. That kind of presence isn't built overnight. It's earned through consistency, grace, and mystery. While the world speculates, JISOO moves with intention. So whatever she's planning next, it won't be loud. But it will be unforgettable. Truth is, Blackpink is no longer just a girl group. They are a global force of 4 individuals who happen to share history and stage. And like any force, it doesn't stay in one shape forever. Transforms. Jisoo's return to Korea could be part of a larger blueprint that fans aren't seeing yet. Maybe she's preparing something in Seoul while the others finish up in NYC. Maybe she's setting the stage for what comes after the Deadline tour, a shift that no one's ready to say out loud yet. But here's the real twist. Despite all the mystery, despite all the distance, the fans are still watching, closer than ever. Every step, every frame, every airport moment. The community has become its own detective unit, piecing together what's next through glimpses and shadows. 'Cause deep down, everyone knows, when Blackpink moves silently, it means something loud is about to happen. So if you're still here, still wondering, still feeling that unspoken tension in your chest, don't scroll away. Don't move on, 'cause something is coming. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon. A change, a reveal, a decision that will redefine what Blackpink means in 2025. Until then, keep your notifications on. Stay close. Because when the truth finally drops, you'll want to be among the first to witness it. And if you felt the shift, saw the signs, or have your own theory, leave a comment below. Let the world know you were there before it all changed. And don't forget to subscribe because the next chapter of Blackpink is already being written, and you won't want to miss what happens next.